The possibility of a major war involving Iran has been one of the most discussed geopolitical issues of the 21st century. Tensions surrounding Iran have been building for decades, shaped by political rivalries, nuclear concerns, regional conflicts, and the involvement of powerful global nations. Whenever conflict involving Iran escalates, the entire world pays attention because the consequences extend far beyond the Middle East. From oil prices and global trade to military alliances and political stability, a war involving Iran has the potential to reshape international relations in dramatic ways. Iran sits at the center of one of the most strategically important regions on Earth. It borders key waterways, influences multiple regional conflicts, and maintains alliances and rivalries with major global powers. Today we will talk about top 10 facts about the Iran war and its impact on the world. So, before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Iran's strategic location makes any conflict globally important. One of the biggest reasons an Iran war would have global consequences is Iran's strategic location. Iran sits near the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most important oil shipping routes in the world. Nearly a fifth of the world's oil supply passes through this narrow waterway every day. If a war disrupted this route, oil shipments could slow down or stop entirely, causing energy prices to skyrocket across the globe. Countries in Europe, Asia, and North America rely heavily on oil that moves through this region. Even a temporary disruption could trigger economic shocks. Gas prices could rise dramatically, inflation could increase, and global markets could become unstable. This single geographical factor alone makes any Iran conflict a worldwide concern. 2. The conflict is rooted in decades of political tensions. The tensions surrounding Iran did not appear overnight. They are rooted in decades of political conflict between Iran and several Western and regional powers. After the Iranian Revolution of 1979, Iran's political system changed dramatically, creating a government that often clashed with Western policies and interests. Since then, disagreements over nuclear development, economic sanctions, regional influence, and ideological differences have fueled ongoing tensions. These disputes have led to diplomatic standoffs, economic pressure, and occasional military confrontations. Understanding this historical background helps explain why tensions can escalate quickly and why the situation remains fragile. 3. Iran's nuclear program is one of the main sources of tension. One of the most controversial issues surrounding Iran is its nuclear program. Iran has stated that its nuclear activities are for peaceful purposes such as energy and research. However, many countries worry that Iran could potentially develop nuclear weapons. These concerns have led to international negotiations, sanctions, and monitoring programs designed to limit Iran's nuclear capabilities. When negotiations break down or tensions rise, fears of military conflict increase. A war triggered by nuclear concerns could have enormous consequences for global security and non-proliferation efforts. 4. The war could spread across the entire Middle East. Unlike many conflicts that stay contained within one country, a war involving Iran could quickly spread throughout the Middle East. Iran has political relationships and alliances with several groups and governments across the region. These connections mean that if a war began, other actors could become involved, either directly or indirectly. Regional conflicts in places like Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Yemen could intensify. This could turn a single conflict into a much larger regional war involving multiple countries and armed groups. 5. Global oil prices could rise dramatically. Energy markets are extremely sensitive to instability in the Middle East. Iran is one of the world's major oil producers, and any disruption to its production or exports would immediately affect global supply. Even rumors of conflict can cause oil prices to rise. If an actual war were to damage oil facilities or shipping routes, prices could surge dramatically. Higher energy prices would affect everything from transportation to manufacturing, making everyday goods more expensive around the world. 6. International alliances could be tested. A war involving Iran would likely involve major world powers, either directly or indirectly. Global alliances could be tested as countries decide how to respond to the conflict. Some nations might support one side politically or militarily, while others might push for diplomatic solutions. This situation could reshape global alliances and diplomatic relationships. Countries may strengthen military partnerships, form new agreements, or shift their foreign policies depending on how the conflict evolves. 7. Cyber warfare could become a major battlefield. Modern warfare is no longer limited to missiles, tanks, and aircraft. Cyber warfare has become an important tool for many countries, and Iran is believed to have significant cyber capabilities. During a conflict, cyber attacks could target financial systems, communication networks, power grids, and government infrastructure. These attacks could occur far from the battlefield, affecting countries that are not directly involved in the war. This digital dimension makes modern conflicts more unpredictable and harder to contain. 8. The humanitarian impact could be severe. Wars often bring devastating humanitarian consequences. Civilians are usually the most affected by military conflicts, facing displacement, shortages of food and medicine, and destruction of infrastructure. If a large-scale war occurred in Iran or the surrounding region, millions of people could be affected. Refugee crises could emerge as families flee conflict zones in search of safety. Neighboring countries could struggle to manage the influx of displaced populations, creating further regional challenges. 9. Global trade routes could be disrupted. The Middle East is a key hub for global trade routes connecting Asia, Europe, and Africa. Any major conflict in the region could disrupt shipping lanes, air travel routes, and commercial transportation networks. Insurance costs for shipping could rise dramatically, companies might reroute trade paths, and supply chains could face delays. In an interconnected global economy, these disruptions could affect industries worldwide, from technology manufacturing to food supply chains. 10. The war could reshape global politics for years. Major wars often reshape global politics for decades. Alliances shift, new power balances emerge, and international institutions face new challenges. A war involving Iran could change how countries approach diplomacy, military strategy, and international cooperation. It could influence defense spending, international negotiations, and global security policies for years to come. Future leaders may look back on such a conflict as a turning point in world history, similar to other major geopolitical crises that transformed international relations. The possibility of a war involving Iran is not just a regional issue, it is a global concern with far-reaching consequences. From energy markets and global trade to humanitarian crises and geopolitical alliances, the ripple effects of such a conflict could be felt across the entire world. Understanding the facts behind the situation helps people grasp why policymakers, analysts, and governments pay such close attention to developments involving Iran. While diplomacy and negotiations continue to play a crucial role in preventing large-scale conflict, the risks remain significant. The international community must carefully navigate these tensions to avoid escalation and work toward long-term stability in one of the world's most important regions. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.